Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I know you have a lot of questions. I know you have tons of questions. I know you're fearing for the future, short term, middle term, long term of our beloved Juventus. In that video, we'll try to answer your questions because there is one big question that you're all asking me in the YouTube comment section, but also on DM, Instagram, and Twitter and social media. You're all asking me, Beppe, is it true that Juventus can go back in second division, in Serie B? Are we risking the relegation? Beppe, what is Juventus risking? Can you answer us? Because in your video of yesterday, and thank you for watching the videos, you told us that we are not risking. Why are these papers, these articles, all reporting that Juventus could risk to go in relegation? In that video, we will try to answer all your questions. I kindly ask you, if you want to put a maximum of like on the video, to continue to subscribe and put the notification ring on, because with the moment that we are in, every single minute there can be a new big news that we have to report, and it would be a pity if you miss it. Why the likes? Because we have to share the infos and share and divide with all the mass media that are trying to influence with really actually strange titles and actually trying to report the facts, good or bad, but trying to report the facts. We start with the first page, that if I was someone that was not on top 24/7 of Juventus things, I would really shit my pants. Corriere dello Sport with La Juve rischia. Juventus is risking. Well, if I read that, I am scared. And then they continue. False accounting. New investigation from Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, the Federation of the Football Association of Italy. Well, I am really scared. I'm really scared. And if yesterday, Gazzetta dello Sport, they surprised me because they didn't show us a big title with a shocking title with Juve la rivoluzione, which is absolutely correct, Juventus the revolution. Well, today they didn't wait too long before saying, Gazzetta dello Sport, Juve il rischio c'è, Juventus there is the risk. So if you are taking Juve at risk, Juve there is the risk from the 2 pages of Italy, you are scared. You are absolutely scared, even if they don't mention what risk. They are trying to influence that Juventus will again go like in 2006 in Serie B. Well, actually not, and we will see why. And then you see in the corners of the page, you see a lot of different things, like the new president Ferrero, appointed by John Elkann yesterday. We see Trezeguet, where we'll spend a few words about it later. And then you see also, really small, without any picture, that the big changes in Juventus history always brought some big moments of glory. But yes, of course, they will not put it in front of the page because they need to go with a sensational title. If you read the articles like Giovanni Capuano was reporting for Gazzetta, you feel that there is already totally different sensational titles because they disappear, and they explain what is Juventus risking. Well, Juventus is risking from 1 to maximum a few points deduction in the actual Serie A, or maybe the next one, because we don't know when the court will decide what the accusation is and if yes or no Juventus is guilty, because I tell you and I repeat you, until proven, nobody is guilty. But anyway, this is what Juventus could risk. It's not even sure that Juventus could risk a point, maybe a fee, a big fee, false accounting. But yesterday I told you, divide the lawsuit with the sporting side, because at the moment, and as far as we know, in terms of sporting side, there is absolutely nothing that we did. Around Turin is reporting the words of Guido Vassiago from Tuttosport, explaining actually the same, and I will read you those, because it will reassure you, those who will envisage and are thinking about the new 2006, the new Calciopoli, raise the level of catastrophism in a somewhat reckless way, and not only because Juventus will defend themselves this time, but also because the judicial scenario they have to face involves fewer risks. So we are absolutely not at the levels of 2006. And then an important thing that I really want to come back on is Juventus will defend themselves this time, which we didn't do in 2006 for multiple reasons. First of all, because it was totally new. It came out of nowhere. The page pages were insisting, influencing mass media and also court with their big titles. This time we know how it works and we will try to defend ourselves. And that's why I also want to do on the channel, defending Juventus, not on what they did or not, because I don't know at the moment, but at least from mass media that are trying to manipulate your brain and that are also entering the brains already from Milan, Inter, Roma, Lazio fan. And I tell you, we already see there here on the channel. I say hello to them, by the way. Hello, anti-Juve fans that are in the comments also mocking Juve of the moment they are living, and we have to accept it. So hello to them. I don't delete the comments. Some of them makes me smile, and we continue. What will Juventus do? How will Juventus defend themselves? Well, we have to go back in 2006 first, where John Elkann, the owner of Exor, was super young. He was actually catapulted on the first position of Exor. He was 34, super young, no experience, and he had to defend Juventus. He didn't know how to do. He didn't know about the situation. Big problems. In a beautiful DVD of the story of Juventus, he said, I made a mistake. I was young and I didn't know how to defend Juventus. Everything happened so fast. Something that I will not commit again in the future. Fortunately, that moment came back. We are in 2022. He's a bit older. He's 46 if I'm not wrong. We are really further away. This time he will defend. And Tuttosport is reporting the first page with Contrattacco Juve. Counter-attack Juve. Elkann is saying the future will be extraordinary, because that's the letter that he wrote yesterday, finishing with, we need the support of the fans, but I can promise you something, the future of Juventus will be extraordinary. John Elkann, he doesn't intend to downsign the club. I'm reassuring you, he's reassuring you. The ambitions are still there. And he's ready also to support Juventus financially. The future will be extraordinary. If you didn't see it yet, I explained everything he said in the letter in the video of yesterday. Ferrero, uomo rigoroso, uno da Juve. Tuttosport, they went to interview two friends of the new president of Juventus, Gianluca Ferrero, people that work together with him, and they said he is the right man in this difficult situation. Big supporter since always and forever of Juventus. He knows about Juve, he is a supporter, but especially he knows what he's doing because he always succeeds. Someone really professional. He doesn't know about the field. He's not a football expert. And this is why Juventus is also thinking about inserting some figures, some real football figures. I told you, John Elkann, he knows what he's doing. If it was until Monday the Juve of Andrea Agnelli, this time we go with the new Juventus, the new Juventus of John Elkann. And who are these people? Well, a lot of rumors are bringing back Alessandro Del Piero, but also Giorgio Chiellini. We will have to wait before seeing these men at Juventus, at least until the 18th of January, where the new board of directors will be official. But absolutely, some of these men can enter Juventus to reinforce the sporting side that probably will lack. There is another man that yesterday even spoke to Gazzetta dello Sport, David Trezeguet, that said Juventus is my home. They know what to do, but if they need me, I am here, ready to come back. We know that David Trezeguet already worked with Juventus after being a football player. He was a representative, an ambassador in the world, so he knows Juventus also from behind the desk. Let's see if Trezeguet can be a man that can come back like Marchisio. We are already quite far in the video, but yesterday another big news. Andrea Agnelli, he refused the resignation of Cherubini and of Max Allegri. Allegri's job for now, despite the troubles at Juventus, is safe. Yesterday, Cherubini, he received the continuity, the approval, the trust from Andrea Agnelli first, but then also from John Elkann, Allegri as well. Allegri more and more at the center of the sporting project at the moment, with missing figures like Nedved, Pavel Nedved, that will not be there anymore. He was vice director, legend of Juventus of the past. He will not be there to support the team. So Massimiliano Allegri has been asked to continue to support the team and eventually try all his best with the team to win something already this year. Not mentioning if it's Europa League, if it's Coppa Italia, or if it's the Scudetto, a dream that is at the moment quite forbidden with the 10 points of difference with Napoli. But he received the trust, and I explained to you already, it's absolutely not a surprise for me. The first thing that you are doing without already mentioning and appointing the new board of director would be crazy if you are sacking the coach. Are they safe forever, Cherubini and Allegri? No, they are not. First of all, they will have to consolidate the result that we started to do towards the end of October and the first part of November before the international break. Then, in the second part of the season, it will be important to understand the future 23-24. How? With Max contract that will expire on the 2025, so 2 more years. If he's ready and able to obtain already important result, he might continue. Otherwise, well, if there is not a big finale, then we will probably look for solutions, for alternative. Antonio Conte is still a name that is there around Juventus, but also in the sporting side, we're speaking about Cherubini, or replacing him or giving him someone next to him, like Alessio Dionisi from Sassuolo, or Cristiano Giuntoli, or Giovanni Carnevali. We are speaking about a lot of sporting directors. What about Agnelli? Well, Agnelli, for the people that were celebrating that he's gone, Agnelli is not 100% gone, because he's still a big shareholder and owner of Juventus. He will continue to love Juventus and to stick around, even if probably you will not see his face in the coming games at the stadium. You will not see him at the offices. Well, he's a big shareholder and will still be around Juventus, and he will continue probably now with a bit more freedom to support the project that he started with Real Madrid and Barcelona, but also with 9 other clubs, the project of the Super League that Juventus is not intention to leave. What about the players? Because we will need them. Well, we have a good news, at least is Paul Pogba is feeling great. He doesn't even need another check. He's doing really great with his knee. He's still in Miami. He's able and ready to come back in La Continassa quite soon to start again preparing on the field of Torino before starting on the 3rd of January in Cremonese, if Allegri decides so. He's beating the fears, and also Federico Chiesa, that is not every day at La Continassa, but one day yes, one day no. He's training also there to recuperate as fast as possible with Manuel Locatelli. We saw the picture on Instagram this morning of Paul Pogba that is saying on the way from Miami to Italy, but also on the way from, unfortunately, the J Medical to the field. We continue with a few news, because today we have 4 games of the World Cup: Tunisia versus France, Australia versus Denmark, Poland, I was about to say Bologna, Poland versus Argentina, and Arabia Saudita, Saudi Arabia versus Mexico. Why will it be important? Because we will understand if Di Maria will come back home earlier or not with Paredes, because that's an important one. France with Rabiot, they will remain. What about Milik and Chesney? We'll discover it also after the games of today. Well, speaking about Di Maria, we are speaking also about Mercato. The first thing is attenzione with everything what is happening. Don't expect big names in January. In the winter mercato, maybe, apparently the rumors are saying that they will try to continue to reinforce at least the right side without going with extraordinary names, maybe Mela from Atalanta, but for the future we will all discover it. And one of the names that can replace Di Maria, that probably will not be extended, can be or Nico Williams or Zaniolo Nicolò, from one Nico to another Nico. 2 Nicos from the replacement of Di Maria for the future. But is it something that we can guarantee at the moment? Absolutely not. We will have first to understand the short future of Juventus. Who will be the 10, 8, 12, I don't know how many board of directors, the new ones, who will be there to manage the sporting side for the future. After that, we can understand where and which direction Juventus will go for it. And that's why I don't want to speak too much about Mercato today, because it will be quite of lying, and I don't want to do that on the channel. I hope I reassured you a bit. I want to finish really with an important thing. What I'm reporting today is what I'm reading online. I try to investigate a bit more, but I am not in Juventus head office I'm just a Twitch host. I'm just a YouTuber that is reporting Juve facts. What is true today can be totally wrong tomorrow. So we will have to try to follow every single step and keeping you up to date. If you're still here at the end of the video, let me know, because I love that. But also put a maximum of like, subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.